and welcome to Times Food. I'm Smita Mishra, and today we have with us none other than celebrity chef Vikas Khanna to talk about his latest book and Mr. Ganesh Raju, founder Akshaya IO. A very warm welcome to both of you. So, how have you been, Vikas? So, it has been a very tough time for you, but you have been bearing it all very stoically while managing work, and which is an inspiration for all of us. So, how have you been? How have you been pulling through?
I'm learning. I'm a little slow learner in that field, but I will be okay. And because I feel that there's too many people who are looking at me, and I have to be always stronger than what they think I am.
So many people praying for you to have strength, to bear the loss. On all of us, honestly, all of us, all of us are there.
My doctor and psychiatrist, he said something amazing which might help your viewers, that there's something called sublimation. Sublimation is a process in which you take your loss, your brokenness, your everything which is wrong, which happened to you. You take it with all that energy and put it into something which is majestic and massive and beautiful. So I'm working on that right now.
You have been doing it so well, there's no one, you're the best example of the process of sublimation. Yeah. So India is a land of delicious prasads. And is Sacred Foods of India about these?
Hanji, prasads hai, but prasads have different names and words and different ways to express. It is from synagogues to monasteries to temples to gurdwaras to dargahs.
So how is this book different from the other books that are there? Are other books also about the sacred food? So how is it different?
The way we have entirely packaged this, we've never seen anything like this. If you just take a look at it, the way the whole thing has been packaged, as with the massive stamp of India at 75 to show the true power of the country as a fabric. So we have gone really far. If you look at the places, and you might have never seen them mentioned anywhere or two. And we also divide the book in 4 different parts: east, west, north, south, which is a very logical way because there's no other way to define this. Otherwise, it's very difficult to pinpoint, especially chapters. And one thing which big difference we figured out of the book launching post-pandemic was this man next to me. We could have not launched such a massive book. And, we sold the first book of $50,000. And which is already a benchmark for cookbooks, right? For this kind of NFTs.
It is. I was like, I was blown away that, oh my God. Yes, I saw that.
ऐसी बुक नहीं देखी हम लोगों ने. मैंने खुद बोलता हूँ, मैंने ऐसा पैकेजिंग और ऐसा वर्क नहीं देखा.
I get hurt whenever you say just a cookbook or book.
Yes.
No.
So in fact, my next question is to Ganesh only. So tell us everything about the collaboration with Chef Vikas and the launch of India's first book on NFT and also the price point.
Absolutely. So just like Vikas ji pointed out, right? We founders have been living in US for many years, like 24, 25 years. Even though we've been living there for so long, our heart is still at the roots, where in India, right? So when we started this project, we wanted to see what can we do as a first product that touches and highlights India's heritage, traditions, culture, right? The diversity, thousands of years of all this, right? Food especially touches hearts of everybody. And when I heard about this project, Vikas ji has been, who else better than Vikas ji, right? Everything that he does it to the perfection. He's a visionary, absolutely. And, we got partnered and I'm super excited. This is absolutely a magnificent product.
I have to ask a very basic and simple question, So what is this book? Is it a physical book? Is it an online book? So can you please just, because, when we look at the picture, I'm not able to understand that what exactly it is. So the audience would probably want to know.
Great question. Yes, it is a physical book. So when you talk about NFTs and things like that, people immediately connect to pictures of monkeys and cats, right? So then what is the value behind it? That's the skeptic. People are skeptical about it and question real value behind it. So if you look at this is a collector's item. People will have this in their home for generations and generations, and they will have it with such a pride, right? So what we call it is phygital. It's a physical item, this physical collectible item, along with what true value that NFT brings. NFT does have a true value, not just for the digital images, right? So you can connect that to this physical book, and this physical book has the ownership certificate and authenticity certificate that will be stored in blockchain that will stay on forever. That's the idea behind it.
So Akshaya is the first ever platform to provide the best experience of physical and experiential shopping in the virtual world. So
Absolutely.
tell us how it works. Maybe our readers would like to know more about how this entire thing works.
So absolutely. So when the buyer buys this book, so we have two books. One is it comes in a box made with maple wood and walnut wood. The price point for that was 20,000. And we have a sandalwood book, which is made with pure sandalwood book. It has Navaratna stones in it, right? And the real diamond and Swarovski crystals in it. And this for this, the price point is $50,000. So there's only two book, a limited edition of sandalwood and 250 limited edition of maplewood book. So when a buyer buys this, there is an NFC chip embedded in the book, right? So you can take your phone, go near the book, it will pop up the owner, the buyer's information and authenticity, saying that this is from Vikas Khannaji. The properties of the book, what it has, each and every minute detail has been meticulously thought through. The paper comes from Italy, from special sources that last for generations and generations. The ink is used which comes from a lot of research. It's made with vegetable and fruit, right? Even the glue is vegetable based. So all this will pop up. As soon as you scan, it goes to a blockchain record. It gives you a digital twin, a 3D image of the book that people can have it, they can interact, and they can feel as if it's a real book. That is also given to the owner. They can take it and showcase it in the metaverse as well, which we are working on right now.
Since the book is so expensive, I think I can't buy it. But then my last question is...
Author. Yeah, you have the author.
Yes. So since I have the author, so I would want to know, this is the last question to you, Vikas. So I would like to know some interesting stories, some anecdotes from the book or from the journey that you had while writing the book.
I think this is an extension of my documentary series, Holy Kitchens, where I was talking, it's a US production in which we talk about faith and food. And I was discovering that, because I was raised in Amritsar, and I felt that the synergy of all the sevadars and the food and service which happened at Golden Temple, which was totally quintessential to Sikhism, right? At that time, you feel that. But when I started studying in South, I lived in Udupi for 4 years. And you figured out that this is a very basic Indian DNA. And the biggest issue of writing such a big book was that nobody has the recipes. So if I'm in Puri temple, I go there, I make friends. Thanks for being on the TV. So people can help you a little bit more. They'll go an extra mile for you. But the problem was that nobody knows the recipes. And that's not the point. Nobody knows. They are so intuitive of how they cook, but I can't do that in the cookbook. So what used to happen that we used to see what they're doing. You see the process and you can't measure anything. You can't touch anything and you can't taste anything before anything happens. So I was like, oh, is this really a physical, or this is going to be a project which we have to deal with? How hard will this be? And then what we will do that we will use, thanks to small technologies which evolved, that are little recorders with camera and not intrusion. So we wrote the ingredients, what are they doing, and saw the process. And then we did it for cooking for 4 people at home, the same dish, cooking for 6 people at home. That was the biggest challenge, Smita, biggest challenge we faced in this book. And I mention it very like a disclaimer that the foods, what you will have in these places, there's nothing which can replicate that taste and their beauty and their spirituality. But still, it's an effort to honor the people who've been cooking this for centuries now. And this is a big honor for that.
I have met you several times, the first time when I met you, it was 10 years ago, but you look the same, Vikas. So we want to know what you eat in a day, what you do to look so young and so fit. Please tell us the secret.
Okay, so when you're hosting events, one day you are in Washington, New York, you come here. I have figured out that you can't take too much pressure. You can do to certain limit and then you leave it to God's. And I feel that has helped me. I'll do my best to my best ability and then we leave it to God. I think at 8 o'clock, I left the event to the God. I said, God, you manage it. I can't manage this. Nobody can. That is like a stress reliever, which actually helps you to sleep better in different time zones, to eat very cautiously and, very understandably that, खाना मेरे लिए बहुत जगह पे फ्री है, राइट? अपने किचन है, सब कुछ है, पर मेरा पेट जो है वो मेरा अपना है. I have to live with that, so I don't abuse it at all. Touch wood, hopefully.
And you're very regular with your exercise also. And how do you manage it with the busy schedule?
Even today morning, it was like you saw how hard it was. I was the only one in the gym today in the gym. Nobody was there from your team. I was the only person in the gym today in the morning. At 7:45, I went. I did cardio. I came out, took shower, went down.
He slept at 4 o'clock.
But
I don't know how do you do that?
But 8:59, I was there for breakfast. 8:59.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. And what did you have for breakfast? Like, what do you have regularly for breakfast?
Fixed. I keep saying that I have a wrong addiction with coffee. I see the coffee just came. And because of the kitchens, you have to be so alert that you need that caffeine rush. I have coffee when I get up, and then I have fruits, oats, and then I have nuts, always walnuts and almond. They changed the buffet because of me. I used to complain that you got to have these things because this is a perfect diet for people. Honey, and then I have egg white omelette, no bread.
No bread.
बड़ा egg white omelette खाता हूँ, no bread. और अगर मम्मा के साथ होता हूँ तो मम्मा कभी बिल्कुल वेजिटेरियन है तो फिर मैं चिल्ला खाता हूँ.
And lunch is like?
Lunch is mostly salad for me because of tastings, so people can't follow my diet because I also throughout the day अभी भी लड़के आएंगे, chef ये taste कर लो. And then dinner I don't eat bread and I don't eat dinner too late. I don't touch alcohol, and which helps me to be alert almost 24 hours.
Amazing, I mean, you are such an inspiration. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for this interview. I'm really honored, and thank you so much, Ganesh. Thanks both of you.